Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are having a very good week. As I've mentioned, I'm traveling this week, so that's why the setup is a bit like this. I will keep it short and to the point. By the way, if you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel, so thank you very much. So basically, CPI came out hotter than expected. Not much hotter, but a little bit hotter. As I mentioned before, I think that this will eventually lead into sell-offs, both in the stocks and the gold market, for example, because, well, essentially the market is pricing rate cuts, and they are of the opinion that if the inflation numbers keep on coming stronger than expected, that will delay the rate cuts, which is what everybody wants. Now, crypto, because it's in its own cycle and we are about to approach the halving, you see that we started the day with a big sell-off in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the others, and we ended up green and positive, basically because I truly believe we'll be ramping up into the halving, which is coming on the 20th of April. I wouldn't be surprised to see a spike of Bitcoin to about 82k maybe, and then a sell-off into 52k over a period of a month. In any case, the market is basically every time you have numbers hotter than expected, this is what is most likely to happen. I do believe that the Fed will only see inflation coming down to the 2% handle, actually, as weird as it sounds, when they cut the rates, and basically they take out that extra cost of the economy, which is the cost of money. In the meantime, expect to see this kind of level of activity, because, well, what people want is the expectation that the rates are about to get cut. Now, does this change the thesis on anything in particular? No. The Fed signaled cutting QT, stopping QT, which is the most important part here. The only thing that the Fed needs to do, if they really want to, is something to this nature. If they fail to reduce interest, if they fail to reduce inflation into the 2% handle, either they come up with a new methodology for CPI calculation that will showcase a lower inflation, just like they did in the 90s. So when people say, oh, that's conspiracy theory, no, they actually did that in the 90s. So there's no conspiracy theory. It's just a repetition of an historical fact. That's all it is. Or, very simple, they just need to say something to this nature. Oh, with all the developments on the digital transformation and on the artificial intelligence explosion, we now understand that the best benchmark for inflation is no longer 2%. 2% is outdated. It's actually 3%. And all of a sudden, the inflation is no longer a problem. See what I mean? So they can come up easily with any kind of excuse, window dress it a little bit, the pundits in the media will repeat it ad nauseum until the market is convinced that actually 3% inflation for some reason is absolutely great. This is how these things work. And you say, oh, but how would they convince us of that? Well, the same way they convinced us that for some reason 2% inflation is great. Is great to whom? When do you go to the store? You go to the store when things are on discount or when they are more expensive? Have you ever seen anybody running a promotion like this? Hey guys, if you come to my store on the 25th of April, the prices will be 10% more expensive. Enjoy the inflation. Come. Have you ever seen any of this? No. When did the US record the biggest improvement in the standards of living of the average people? When basically throughout the century, CPI got cut in half. So when the costs of living were deflated in 50%. But the problem is, you see, maybe something to consider, which is, okay, why would they say that 2% inflation is great? It's very simple. Inflation is great for the debtor and is terrible, so it's great for the borrower, and it's terrible for the lender. Why? Because you're returning money back, which has been losing value over time. Correct? Who is the biggest borrower on the planet? Government. So they convince you that inflation is very good. Yeah, sure, because it fits their purpose. Moreover, they don't know how to tax deflation. You see, they know how to tax inflation. It's very simple. So they have consumer prices, consumer taxes, right? In Europe is the VAT. In the US and Canada is the global sales tax, right? So if the price of something goes from $1 to $1.50, the consumer tax is a percentage of it. So the government will get its 21, 19, 13, 15, depending on the country you are. They will get their cut, right? They will get their tax. Moreover, it's even better on the front, which is, okay, wages are costs for companies. So when wages go up, which is just another price, maybe it will kick you into a higher income tax bracket. So now you pay more income tax. That's great, huh? Depending on the country, maybe you pay higher wealth tax as well. And then because you buy assets and these assets go up in value, you pay higher property taxes. And because if stocks go up and you end up selling them, then you pay higher capital gains tax. So it's great. Inflation is great for governments because they manage to collect more tax revenue and they manage to repay the debt that they've accumulated at the devalued currency. So it's great for them. Is it great for the average person? No, it's not great for anybody. The only difference is that rich people manage to accumulate assets, which at least allows them either to stay fairly in the same place, like stocks, or actually make money, like tech stocks, or actually make a lot of money, like crypto, or actually, survive inflation and debasement of currency via real estate. But the average person cannot, and the poor people really cannot. So, but once again, who gives the most donations for political campaigns? Is it you or me? No. Is it poor people? No. It's very wealthy individuals. So, unfortunately, this will never change until a dramatic disparity between rich and poor people is so wide that you start having revolutions, and then things will change, but probably will get much worse before they get much better. Now, am I predicting a revolution next week? Peter Schiff style? No, of course not. I'm not predicting any of it. So, sometimes people think that, but you sound like you're very comfortable with the money printing. I'm not comfortable with the money printing. I know that it's coming, and I know that it will take much longer than people believe for the system to really crack down. You see, what is the value of me coming here and predicting a crash and the destruction of the world every single week? It's a wasteless exercise. It's a pointless exercise, stupid. We will get there and we will pay the price, but it will take much longer than people think. Look at Japan. Japan's been doing this for more than 30 years. Are they in a good position? No. Are they collapsing and getting annihilated? Also no. So people need to understand these differences. I do still think stocks is a good place to be. Basically, we've been very bullish this year. We've actually been above the rate of a normal bullish year. So we also need some corrections along the way, and we need some sell-offs, particularly if the market starts to get priced for perfection and anything disrupts that perfection. Then of course you need to reprice the market. But in my view, at least for 2024, the direction is still up. 2025 probably still up, and then after that we will see. Never go too far away into the future because you just risk making an ass of yourself. And with that, guys, I'll leave you be. Thank you very much for bearing with me in this situation. Tomorrow I'll be back. Friday I'll be recording from the castle. So I'll see you on Friday. Thank you very much for your support. Drop that like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.